Welcome to Bold Talk series where creativity, leadership, ideas, and innovation come together. My name is Ludvik, and today I have a privilege to have a short one-on-one conversation with Fran Maier, the founder and CEO of BabyQuib. Fran, great seeing you and welcome to our Bold Talk series. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, it's been a long time. First of all, congratulations for being the winner in the I think was the second Bold Awards, was it in
Oh,
2020? Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right. We were not able to make it to Venice that year for obvious reasons.
yeah. Well, that was a COVID time, so we had to skip the award ceremony for that year. But glad we had a chance to come here together in this Bold Talk series and have a conversation. And so let's start with some of the question I prepared here for you. First of all, I just want to give us a bigger view in terms of what inspired the founding ideas behind BabyQuip, and how have those ideas evolved to cater to evolving needs of the families that you are catering to.
Yeah, so BabyQuip is a baby gear rental service aimed at traveling families. And honestly, we've been very committed to that market opportunity from the very beginning. I got to it because after my last startup, I moved to San Francisco, bought a house really just a few blocks away from Airbnb, and within a few months was renting rooms in my house. And I was thinking about the way that uh, travel was changing with this whole new vacation rental model, as well as how work was changing. This is in about 2012, 13, 14. The gig economy was
Mm,
really becoming a thing. So I started to look at what businesses might emerge. And, we know a lot of the businesses that did emerge: property management companies, um, cleaning companies, host support companies, and so on. Um, and I met somebody who started a baby gear rental business in Santa Fe, New Mexico, which is my hometown and where I live now. But today I'm coming to you from San Francisco. And what I saw is that nobody was doing baby gear rental at any sort of scale. Lots of mom and pops, but nobody really building a brand. And I also knew that in this space, because I've been a mom, well, I am a mom, but I've been a mom of young children, and that trust and cleanliness and safety were going to be very, very important.
mm.
And nobody was doing that at any sort of scale. So, given my background, this is my fifth startup. My first was Match.com in the mid 90s, where I knew then that trust and safety was going to be pretty critical to online dating. I really felt that I could bring some of those lessons learned into this category.
Wow, what a great marketplace. So, what type of products you have in the marketplace?
Well, we've got, I think, over 10,000 individual SKUs.
Mm,
The way we work is we have independent contractors who we call quality providers. They are mostly moms, okay? They probably did not have a business before this, and we're really teaching them on how to build a baby gear rental business on our platform. So they decide what gear they want, how much gear they want, and so on. I can tell you the top items, not surprisingly, are things like cribs and car seats and strollers and high chairs. But we rent also things like toys and baby monitors and toddler beds and beach gear and hiking gear, all kinds of stuff. So, like I said, over 10,000 individual SKUs and almost 100,000 items. We now have we passed the milestone of 2,000 quality providers, and we're now in, I think, 17 or 18 different countries. Of
wow,
course, the biggest being the United States, followed by Canada and Mexico.
wow, there's been quite a growth since we last connected. So, congrats on that. Leadership is hard. You've done many startups, and as a leader at BabyQuip, what principles guide your approach to leadership? and how they have contributed to the success of your companies previous and now, and what you learned.
You know, one of the things that's pretty a hallmark of our community of quality providers is that it's a community. So we really have a private community for all our providers where they share ideas, they celebrate wins, they talk about customer situations. And that community is very inspirational to my corporate team of 20.
Mm.
So I think we kind of really leverage what we've learned in our private community for our team community. My team is entirely remote. So, you know, which creates some interesting opportunities. In fact, we're bringing them all over to to San Francisco in early January. But with a remote team, what I've learned, Epi, is I cannot micromanage them. What I can do is really communicate, make sure that they're all communicating together. You know, we have a daily stand up, we have a weekly meeting, we occasionally all get together. I try to be very clear, especially at the beginning of the year, what our priorities are, what our strategic pillars, the things that we're really going to care about. And working with some members of my team, I try to keep track of that as the year goes on. This year, we added fundraising, which really was it's been tough. It's a tough environment. In fact, today we're closing our start engine round, and we're already up to about $1.3 million. So
Oh, wow.
that, but you know, adding things like fundraising to everybody's job is really, really big and
Wow.
challenging. Yeah.
It, doing crowdfunding, it's also extremely hard. What motivated you to do
Yeah.
crowdfunding instead?
Well, part of it is it's a difficult fundraising environment just in general,
Yeah.
but we've got the kind of brand that people really like. It's easy to understand what we do. I hear all the time, like, what a brilliant idea, or I thought about that, or I wish BabyQuib was around when my kids were little. I have this community of quality providers that, you know, are very important to our success. I want to give them a chance to participate in the growth of our company. And also customers want to support us as well. So I think we're a unique brand. I would also say that my team is very, very good marketing team. You know, we kind of know what we're doing, and that helps because I don't think you can raise over $1 million of crowdfunding without having a pretty sophisticated marketing operation.
100%. I've been there before, and I know definitely what it takes, and especially now, crowdfunding has become much more sophisticated than ever before, and also the investors
Yes.
are much more sophisticated than before, right?
Well, I love it that they're supporting us because, as you well know, with the high interest rates, you know, everybody could get a decent return
Yeah,
just putting money in the bank. So
yeah,
the fact that they're willing to support us and is phenomenal.
yeah. And this is also a great way to involve them in the users in some of the innovation process, maybe at the later stage. How do you balance the need of innovation with maintaining a stable and user-friendly platform, especially in this rapidly changing marketplaces, right?
Yeah, no, this year we introduced a couple of things I'm pretty excited about. Cancellation coverage, new categories, one in luxury, one in party,
Nice.
a new way for our partners to work with us so that they can place reservations. This would be like a travel agency or a concierge or a property manager can more easily place an order for a family, just making that easier. So we did a lot of interesting things. Some of them are more marginal, you know, just making something easier than it was before. And some of them, like party, are completely new categories that we hope will grow to bigger. We take our cues really from our community of customers and our community of quality providers. So, for example, we saw that a bunch of our quality providers were doing local parties for kids and that they were making good money off it. And
Uh,
so, you know, that's a great way to find out what people want to do. We know that our quality providers are renting things for pets. Well, maybe that should be a new category. So we're starting to operationalize how we look at these things. But we do think that there's a whole lot of new opportunities.
Lots of great um, insights and intelligence that otherwise would have been very, very costly and also hard to get.
Yeah, so we can beta test things on our own platform, and that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, where do you see the future of marketplaces are going?
Yeah, marketplaces are interesting animals. As you well know, they take a while sometimes to get going.
Hmm.
And there's a whole sub-industry of venture capitalists and analysts looking at it. And, you know, at the same time, every marketplace has its unique set of circumstances. So for ours, our repeat rate isn't as high as some other marketplaces because families don't travel with babies all that often, a couple of times a year. And then, of course, unfortunately, babies get older. So at this point, we're really tackling how do we get more engagement with every family beyond the baby stage? Are there other segments that we should go after that will increase our customers? And really trying to get to some of those metrics, like an LTV to CAC of 3 to 1, which is pretty much what you're hearing. That being said, we've got really good customers. They spend a lot of money on our platform. We make money on every single order. And with scale, we're going to get really close to profitability. So, we're 7 years into this. We lost a year with the pandemic, at least.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
everybody.
right. But travel got hit straight on,
Yeah.
right? In fact, we were on Shark Tank on March 6, 2020.
Wow.
And obviously that did not lead to a lot of new orders, but it was still a good thing to do.
So did Mr. Wonderful like your baby quip or not?
Yes, yes, he did. We went back and forth, but of course he gave us a lowball offer that I
Yeah.
couldn't accept. But
No.
it was fun.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Fran, what does bold mean to you? The word bold.
Bold means you step in and you take the opportunity. You don't shy away from it. You embrace it and you go with it. To
Yeah.
boldly go. I'm thinking, wasn't that Star Trek?
Yeah. Yeah. Um, any final bold thoughts before we wrap this up?
I think every entrepreneur by their nature is bold.
Hmm.
Um, but I do think that in the journey of any given startup, there's times where you might want to retreat from taking the big action and play it a little bit more conservatively, especially when money is tight. And I think for me personally, I'm always trying to decide, am I being bold enough? And making sure that I get everybody around me to understand my vision. That might be a little bit more bold, a little bit less conservative than other people's.
Yeah. Like Richard Branson says, always protect the bottom line.
Yeah, it's it's you got to make a lot of bets when you're running a startup. And
Yeah.
if it's on a particular hire or a particular initiative or a pivot, it always takes some bold action.
Fantastic. Well, Fran, congrats on all your achievements. Thank you for joining me in this Bold Talk series. Hope that we get more of these kind of conversations and looking forward to your great successes again. Be bold always.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.